Hi, this is Buckets. Buckets is a Max for Live device that emulates the sound of classic Bucket Brigade-style analog delay circuits. And since it's a Max for Live device, it also adds the convenience of modern digital audio workstations like Ableton. Let me show you how it works. I'll start with a simple guitar loop with no delay. Now, let's add some delay. The delay time ranges from 50 to 2000 milliseconds, expanding the range slightly of what you'd expect from a typical delay. As you'd expect from an analog delay, changing the delay time changes the pitch of the delay. But just like an analog delay, it can sometimes be difficult to dial in the delay time using the knob itself, and that's where Tempo Sync comes in. Tempo Sync locks the delay time to the Ableton project so you can quickly dial in the delay time. You can use the subdivision buttons to fine-tune it even further. Notice that the delay time is now locked to the Ableton project, so if I speed up the tempo of the song, the delay time follows. You can adjust the level of the delay signal using the input gain. Backing it off effectively turns down the volume of the delay signal. Increasing the input gain not only turns up the volume of the delay signal, but also adds a touch of compression. This gives the delay signal a slightly more saturated and pronounced tone. Use the feedback knob to adjust how long you hear the delay signal before it fades out. Like you'd expect with an analog delay, Buckets begins to self-oscillate when you turn it past about 75%. Notice that even when self-oscillating, the delay signal swells but is limited, so you can use the self-oscillation as an effect or even an instrument. And if you've ever tried to sync an analog delay to a tempo, you'll know it's never exactly spot on. So to mirror this, you can use the drift control to push the delay time ahead or behind the beat slightly. This is subtle, but it really adds life to the sound by keeping it from being too robotic. To show you what I mean, I'll set the delay time to quarter note subdivision so the delay signal repeats with the beat. Notice with the drift knob clockwise about 75%, you can hear the repeat of the delay signal drift just slightly behind the beat. Again, this is a subtle effect, but allows you to add just the right amount of chaos into the sound. The setting here is intentionally exaggerated to show you how the knob works, so here's a more practical way to use it. I'll zero the drift and set the subdivisions back to dotted eighths, and pull the drift just slightly behind the beat. And of course, a key part of the sound from analog delay is the warm delayed sound itself. You can use the dark bright control to dial in the age of the device. I'll turn up the feedback and input gain slightly to highlight what I mean. Turning clockwise gives a clear, transparent sound. And turning counterclockwise gives a darker, warmer tone. My personal favorite's around 40%. And of course, the dry-wet control adjusts the mix of the original and delayed signal. All dry is just the original sound, and all wet is just the delayed signal. Setting around 50% usually works best on most audio or MIDI tracks. You can also use Buckets on a return track with this setting all the way to the wet. This is really helpful if you want to send multiple instruments to the same delay using the sends on each track. And so that's Buckets. If you dig it, you can download it using the link in the video description, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and enjoy.